He's like doing crazy things over there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so good morning, Facebook. A little off on whether or not we were live yet. I'm Diane Bennett with RE/MAX 100 and Inspired Homes, and you are watching Friday Morning Life Inspired. And our guest today is Jason Price. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So I'm going to tell our audience a little bit what Life Inspired is all about, just so that they can, somebody may be tuning in for the first time. And if you are tuning in for the first time, what we do every Friday morning at 9:30 is talk to somebody about how life was going along. There was some kind of ... turning point moment. So life was before the dots, and then there's this turning point moment where God got your attention and redirected your path, and now you're walking in life that you're inspired by Him every day. And what does that look like? So I know you have a really great story to tell. Chris tells me.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about life before some dots.
Well, I was born in South Bend.
Okay.
Lived in South Bend until I was about 12 years old.
Okay.
And then we moved to California.
Okay.
That's basically where my trouble started.
Okay.
Was California. Got involved with the wrong kids. Dropped out of high school in 10th grade. Started smoking crack.
Wow.
Got heavily involved into that. Ended up, when I was 18 years old, my parents put me into a Christian rehab in upstate New York.
Okay.
Spent a year there. That was probably the best year of my life. I got saved there.
Okay.
Got out of the program, went back to California, was clean for about 6 months, went back to the same old stuff. But I didn't do the crack or the cocaine, but I switched one addiction for the other. It turned into alcohol. So the alcohol just escalated, got worse and worse. So basically, I just traded one addiction for the other. Wasn't good. I know I was an alcoholic, but I was probably a functioning alcoholic, I think, because I was able to go to work every day and function, but my life was just spinning out of control, Did that for a few years, and then actually moved back to Indiana when I was like 27 years old. Got married, had a son, Jacob.
Yeah, I think I've met him.
Yeah, he's a good kid. Still drinking and partying and doing everything, and just wasn't good. That's one of the reasons why me and my wife split up, because of the alcohol and the drinking and neglecting my son. It was a bad situation for me.
So is that when there was some kind of a God stepped in and intervened kind of thing?
Yeah, it came to the point in my life where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired.
You hear that? I've seen that on shows. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah.
Waking up with a hangover every day, just basically not wanting to really live anymore. And the life that I was living wasn't a life. So yeah, it was just.
So what happened then?
In the time that I was drinking, the whole time, I've been in and out of drug treatment centers my whole life. Alcoholics Anonymous. None of them really worked for me. It wasn't until I got on my knees and asked the Lord to take it away from me, and I had a desire. In order to get off drugs and alcohol, you've got to have desire you have to want to quit. And I think the Lord saw that in me, and He took it from me. I got on my knees and said, Lord, take this from me, and He did.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to do it. I'm tired. I surrender. And that's what I did.
So do you think maybe all the other times when you would go into rehab or whatever, you would come out with you trying to stop?
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of saying, I can't stop, I need you to do it.
I try to do it on my own.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't do that, you know. I tried so many times, and people do go to AA and Narcotics Anonymous, and they do stop. But for me, it took the Lord. You know, He just took it from me.
Yeah.
You know.
So what does inspired life look like? So He took it from you because you got on your knees. How do you keep that desire today? Do you spend time every day like in the Bible or something like that? What do you do?
Yeah, I read the Bible, not as much as I should, but I pray.
You
I
pray
get on
every
my
day?
knees every day,
You get on your
and
knees
I
every
just
day.
thank God for taking it from me. You know, He took that monkey off of my back, and I'm so thankful for that.
And you have a relationship with your son now, right?
Yes, I do, and he's proud of me. He really is. I neglected him for so long, but we're starting to rebuild our relationship, and
Awesome.
I thank God for him. You know, he's part of the reasons why I'm here today. You know.
I know Chris was praying for you.
Yeah, yeah. Chris
So,
is great. I love Chris.
He's very proud of you.
Yes.
That's awesome. What a great story.
Yeah.
So there's people watching. There might be somebody watching that's struggling with alcohol addiction or drug addiction or whatever. Do you have any advice for them?
Well, you know, in my experience, in order to get off drugs and alcohol, you've got to have desire. You've got to want to do it, and you need God in your life. That's the most important thing. You know, you've got to come to that place to where enough is enough, and you want to change your life.
So, church that I go to, they're doing a 40-day challenge, and they're telling us to get on our knees every single day and pray the Lord's Prayer out loud.
Right.
I'm like, wow, that sounds powerful. If a whole church full of people are going to get on their knees every single day and pray the Lord's Prayer out loud. I mean, if our whole country would do that, I mean, what could the changes it could make in, you know, parties, conflict, and generational conflict between parents and kids, and
Oh man.
you know,
Yes.
grandparents and grandkids, and conflict between men and women, you know. And if we would just all get on our knees every day, our country would just, I mean, there's that Bible verse in, I don't know, Chronicles, 2 Chronicles 7:14 or 1 Chronicles 7:14 or something about, you know, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, you know, well, you have to humble to get on your knees,
Right.
you know.
Yes,
So,
definitely. And it
that's
worked
cool.
for me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. I appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you. Appreciate it.
Hey, you guys, thanks for watching. And I know that Jason would have coffee with you if you wanted to ask about his story in person. He would meet with you, and you could message us here, and we'll put you in touch. And he can have
Yes.
coffee with you, talk to you about, you know, what it looks like to get off alcohol addiction or drug addiction, and just anything you need. I know he would do that. And if you have suggestions for other people that we should put on the red couch and tell their stories, we'd like those suggestions as well. So thanks for watching Facebook. You guys have a beautiful weekend. And I started to say my team name, and I'm going to keep that to myself because I want all the teams to do well this weekend. So thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.